有个人大。这还是厉害。
Double damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Failure is just another kind of success. The wrong kind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. The radiant.
Get better. Regeneration.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I stride the proving grounds once more.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks have fallen. Dire's top barracks have fallen. The Radiant now have mega creeps. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hang on to my hat.
A lucky find.
Double damage. Regeneration!
Breathe it in.
Tower is under attack.
Speed the brush.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Endurance run! Another subject for the Wraith King.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
My waters rise.
But I'm worth so much more. Bounties.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mercy? I think
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
myself. I'm spring-loaded.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Breathe it in.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
for my coffers.
Regeneration. Endurance run.
Takes me.
You reap what you sow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Endurance run.
Thank
Dire's middle
That is just a
And accepting a syllable. Damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Were worthy tribute.
Radiant's tower is under attack. Tower has fallen.
Dazzle. Shallow wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Bottom tower has fallen.
I never miss a drink.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Triple kill.
Dire's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
All mine. Let's
my people wash over this land.
Sweet sepsis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Breathe it in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Burn your body to ashes. just reward.
Sisters 3 once more.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mine!
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
New treasures.
Mine.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Shadow Wave!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
You haven't the right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. To the Radiant.
Haste!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility!
Tower is under attack.
No one does this to me!
We're a hell of a team, Jax, aren't we?
What have
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'll have that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Regeneration!
Middle barracks have fallen.
Thank you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Has fallen. Bottom barracks have fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. Structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. is under attack. tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Virtus Pros turn to ban.
Wyvern versus Wisp, it's also good because if you relocate aggressively, it's an old school counter because
you curse the IO and he dies.
Exactly, you just curse the IO and he's dead. your whole relocate gank is garbage. They're definitely taking their time with this last ban.
Yep. I'm glad to see Wyvern. After like the last series, we saw Drow every game and we didn't see like a single Wyvern. I was like, how is this happening right now?
It's such a strong hero.
Yeah.
Like Wyvern. Also, it's very weird that the Drow is being picked all the time and the Wyvern isn't.
Yeah.
These last two games.
You can dispel the Wyvern Q with the press the attack, right? So that's one thing that can also be happening in lanes. Ooh, snap AA.
More blue indeed, and AA instantly. I mean, I love the AA versus Morph. I love the AA plus the LC. It's so good.
But the AA plus IO.
AA plus Wisp.
You got no disables on your two supports. You've got no D push either.
They're gonna have to get some utility out of their other cores. I feel at least one of them.
I mean, now they've got a Centaur versus like we were saying, no stuns on the two supports. They just stampede to get the hell out of there.
Exactly.
So AA, I'm trying to think what you want to lane with the AA. Skitter plays a lot of Wraith King. Like this may just be like, well, you want to plot something that has a disable, some kind of initiation.
That used to be a really strong lane, right? But in this dual lane scenario in which you either have a Lich Centaur or a Wyvern Centaur, and if you go like melee, like Wraith King,
you can just die.
Yeah.
You walk up to your last hit and you get half your health is gone.
Yeah, so much they can do.
Huh.
It's still a nice combo though, the stun and the...
Oh yeah.
The Brood has been banned. Cheese picks. Spirit and Virtus Pro, they have Brood players. They could all... Like, I haven't seen Ramses go for his Broods in such a long while though.
Yeah, me either actually, that's a good point. And a Shadow Fiend as well, versus a Centaur though.
Again? Well, that went well yesterday, right? Very well.
The Centaur just, we saw exactly that yesterday. He just stampedes and runs on you, and SF is a hero that you need. I mean, you need like a BKB super early. Then you're just gonna get collapsed on over and over again. Huh. And they revealed the mid matchup too.
Yeah.
Well, they have
they have to anyway. Yeah, they have to anyway. That's true.
It doesn't matter too much.
It looks like a scary SF game, to be honest. And there's Morphling as well that can blow him up.
You have to ban TA, right?
I think TA could do very well for his pro, definitely.
What do you think we're gonna see no one play if it's not TA, if TA is just gonna get banned? What matches up very well against Shadow Fiend?
I like TA or Lina, personally.
Lina too.
And he's really strong on both of those.
Yep.
You can't ban. And both of those heroes are actually really good for them. TA is a bit better, I suppose. But.
He could even do something like, I mean, we don't like this hero too much, but Queen of Pain, there's they've no stun.
That's very old school.
It is old school. It's different.
Yeah. Good work.
They have no catch on their two supports.
I don't like the Queen of Pain so much, but TA hasn't banned now the Veno.
So it's rather than get a melee hero, they're gonna go like this Veno AA lane. It looks like.
Yeah, that can work. And the Veno AA later on is really strong as well, as you have the A ult and Veno ult. It's so strong actually. Plus the Ice Vortex to amplify all of that. It can work definitely. But then again, if you don't hit the A ult on the Morphling, he's just gonna more strength, right? And then you have the Centaur with the reductions as well. If he gets that Aghanim's.
He's gonna have Ags, he's gonna have Pipe.
Ags, Pipe, you deal no damage with these two
Exactly,
heroes.
and they'll outlast the AA Ice Blast, and then, heals will start kicking in, whatever it may be.
And they don't have the stuns either. You're talking about a Morphling not getting hit by Ice Blast. He's gonna be stampeding and waveforming throughout team fights. Like, they're gonna be really reliant. It's gonna be so hard to catch him.
You have
just go for Weaver, because there's no disables.
I guess it might be Morphling mid.
Morphling mid?
Yeah. I think he can match up well there.
That's, I mean, two very elusive core heroes on VP, and they have a Centaur Stampede too versus very little lockdown on Spirit.
So what do you think? Do you put the Weaver versus Veno, or do you put the Weaver versus LC and Wisp? I mean,
LC and Wisp?
Versus LC and Wisp, you can get on top of the Wisp, I suppose. That's the advantage. But at the same time, the nukes are gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
But if you put it versus Veno, one Gale, it can go either way.
I think Weaver's happy either lane.
Yeah, he's not unhappy.
The pick just works because regardless of the lane, in the mid game, he's a great hero to hunt down the IO. He's going to just give them this ability
to
it's
so good.
Remove IO, and once IO's out of the way, SF is like no protection.
And even AA. Like AA, these heroes, you hate playing versus Weaver in this type of game, and now they have, you can get so easily into the backlines. Weaver, Centaur, Yeah,
you have to itemize. Like, if you're A and Wisp, you have to now itemize versus that hero to defend yourself, right? And you don't want to do that. You want to be aggressive with your items. You want to be getting items that are going to benefit you in different ways, such as Zern, such as Mech on Wisp, right? And now you need a Ghost, maybe.
So it's all about being able to lock people down and getting the right itemization, because the draft they did not win.
Yeah, I'm liking VP's draft quite a lot right now. Elusive cores versus no disable.
I mean that sounds like
That's cool.
Yeah. It's up to 9. His Shadowfig needs to have a fantastic game. He needs to outplay it. He needs to take down no one.
Let's find out what's going to happen in the first day with Odie Pixel and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yep, this is going to be a good one. Virtus Pro versus Team Spirit. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here, joined by Kyle. We've just seen the 2 drafts. We're getting something a little bit different. Spirit opening with an IO and a Legion Commander out of all heroes. We don't see a lot of Legion Commander nowadays.
No, we definitely don't.
They've picked it up. They've rolled it up with sort of an AA Veno finishing, and this SF as well. As the panel said, we can look towards 9, maybe making the flashy plays happen. But they're doing it against Virtus Pro, back as the full roster, back as the full 5-man that we knew and we loved going up to the whole season before TI. TI was, you know, they didn't win it. That's what they wanted. They didn't make it. They did okay. They won a few games. They took home a few $100,000. It's not too bad. But they had a great season. They're back this season. Same roster. Let's see how they do.
Yep. They look good from the games I haven't watched, because this is actually their first tournament of the season.
Really?
Wait, no, it's not. This is the first game with their full roster of the season.
We saw them before, of course, with FN instead of Pasture. Ramsey playing the sort of offlane FN, playing the carry. Yes, yeah, not as this full 5.
They dropped a game, I think, but they still look very dominant.
Yeah.
We can expect them to probably continue to be the top dogs of the region. It's going to be a rough game, I think, for the support duo like Lizard touched on. I'd be a little concerned playing a Veno into both a Weaver and a Morphling. I feel like VP's in a position where it's just going to be so much easier for them to move around the map and just make things happen, whereas Spirit is all in on this idea that LC and SF are going to snowball.
2 heroes that, as I sort of said, I mean, what is sort of the reasoning why we don't see a lot of Legion Commander? Like, what is the downside of this hero? Is it just that it's just so snowball oriented that if you do not have that sort of, you know, good blink dagger timing, and you do start finding these pickoffs after pickoffs, the hero just does nothing, or?
I don't think he's as good in dual lanes as a lot of other offlaners. I feel like her talents aren't the greatest either. They don't really feel that impactful, and just really single target. It's weird that your ultimate, it's just not good for the patch. It feels like it doesn't do enough, and it feels like all these other offlane type heroes just have a lot more utility in their skill set. You can't really do anything different with LC. You're pretty much forced to snowball. No real comeback mechanic, and if you can't win duels early on in the game, it just feels like you're very underwhelming in your damage output.
What we're seeing in terms of lane, as you said, you know, not really the best dual lane hero. They're going to leave him on his own. Hester Joe's down there on the solo for the moment being against Roger and Ramses. And so far so good. He's able to trade a fair bit back at them, punching them and getting up and close into the face of the Weaver. It's a squishy hero at those early levels. And this dual lane mid, as we're seeing, 9 being backed up by FNG, no one being backed up by Solo, and an attempt by either side to either punish the SF or Super Team Spirit to secure 9's farm at the start of this lane.
This is super favorable for VP, though. You hate dual laning against another dual lane when the enemy has a Lich, and SF also very weak in the early levels. So the concept is, you know, you want to make sure he's not dual lane against, but this is like an old school bread and butter dual lane mid. The Lich Morphling combo, this was good. I think people were picking this all the way back in like 2012, probably all the way back in Dota 1. I mean, it's just such a great combination because your Morph is relatively weak at the early levels. You protect the low range last hitting, and at the same time, your kill threat is insane. A Nova into a wave forward is just almost always going to land a kill, especially on something squishy like SF.
Absolutely. Yeah, 9
has to be
very careful. A couple of blasts, he's down to less than half HP. He's only got 1 pool tango left and a fairy fire.
And down bottom, the Weavers dominating that lane as well, whereas Centaur up top, you're not threatened at all by Wisp Venomancer. It's going to be annoying, but you're not going to die.
Mid lane 9, he'll put the fairy fire, does have a salve. He's able to turn around with an extra raise onto no one. The VP not quite able to chase down the kill. 9 able to keep himself alive, and now it is no one that's very low, so he will have to back away a little bit from the wave. 9 will be able to secure fair few CS. 11, 12 for 1 at the moment on 9, 14 for 0 on no one. So considering sort of this dual lane, 9 still able to sort of match the farm of no one at the moment.
Yep. It's probably going to be a pretty static early game. There aren't really any heroes that can naturally rotate, and probably just going to see them all sitting in lanes. Isn't really much tower pressure on either side as well, so it's going to be more about the heroes just looking to accelerate into the mid game, specifically Shadow Fiend, Marth and Weaver. It's just going to be tough. I feel like VP, if you look at their team fight, it's so much stronger than Spirit, who are all in on this idea that the duel, the AA ult, and the reload will be able to find them like that 1 or 2 kills that then sort of snowball into the follow-ups. But where's the lockdown? You know, that's kind of the flow with LC. Sure, she has a disable, but it's ult and it's a long cooldown. They have no real method of catch after it's done.
They really don't. They don't really have sort of heroes that can itemize for anything that sort of resolves that problem. So as you say, it's all going to be on making those moves happening with the LCIO, because when they do make them happen, as you mentioned with the Ice Blast, I mean with the damage from the Venom, they have got a lot of means to get the kills, but it's certainly going to be one of those games where, you know, eventually, once you sort of had this Morphling and Weaver second Nightmare getting a BKB, they're going to be able to have free reign around the team fights. It's going to be very hard for Team Spirit to kill off those cores of VP.
And I think late game as well, VP is very favored, but just again, thanks to the massive team fight edge. I feel like getting a last pick Weaver as well is just pretty scary. Heroes banned every game in the first series we watched, and was first two'd almost exclusively at TI, either banned or picked. And Wyvern as well, just a very underrated hero and kind of a 1-to-1 counter to the Legion Commander, although there is plenty of magic damage for Spirit to kind of ignore the Cold Embrace.
Still, and this mid lane as it goes on, starting to favor Virtus Pro more and more. 28 for 6 on the more. Bottom lane Ramses getting an aggressive. Hester Joe's got the stick charges though. Ramses not quite hitting the 6 yet, but still 27 for 14 against Hester Joe's 12 for 1. This bottom lane heavily favoring the Weaver. And a matchup where Hester Joe is only going to struggle more and more as he does continue to be left on his own. Focus has been on the other lanes. Top lane Pasha's farm has also been punished. 13 for 2, falling a little bit behind up here. And indeed, in response, Spirit, they've got Skyter farming very well on the Venom out, so 25 for 19. So both sort of off lanes going that little bit better for each side.
Mid is the real concern for me. You're going to see level 5 picked up on VP first, most likely, and this is just a rough spot for your SF. Yeah, the Venomancer is ahead, but he's not really going to be able to translate that gold into further advantage. It doesn't help you farm much faster if you get those build-up items earlier. It's the Shadow Fiend that needs to look to excel as fast as possible into this game, and it's just rough for 9. I don't think they can even contest mid anymore, and as you can see, they're both looking to stack jungle, but SF isn't even level 5 yet, so you can't even do those. And there really isn't much for an AA to do as well to help out. He just needs 6.
Sitting down bottom, VP. 6 minutes in, trying to go for that first percent middle lane. 9 pops a salve. He's going to be able to keep it going there as he's able to turn, and no one does have to back off bottom lane. Hester Joe now with the backup of Bite. Ramses coming and giving the vision, getting the buttons onto both of them. VP, they have the numbers advantage. Hester Joe goes for the heal onto Biver. The right clicks come through, and a chase down with the Shikuchi will secure Ramses' first blood. Now they'll turn their attention towards Hester Joe as well. He's had that bug on him for quite some time, so the armor ticking down. A few more right clicks should do it. Stick charges will not save it. As Virtus Pro make the rotation, ensure that they have 3 down on the bottom lane to kill both members of Spirit.
That's their big downside when your supports are AA and Wisp. The Wisp TP's in, but what is an AA supposed to do if he were to show up? Offers absolutely nothing. You have no stuns whatsoever. Oh, no one almost goes down to the double raise. Now solo rotates.
Benji will be there just to protect 9 from that sort of movement coming in, and 9, you can see he still wants to play around with this. Seeing if he can catch no one off guard, but no one. Quick blast of the last creep, and he'll retreat down bottom. They've got Roger on the sides. He's got the Arctic Burn to go across the trees, goes for the TP out, but Hester Joe sees him, does he have the damage? He doesn't. Quick escape from the Wyvern.
I blame the skill build there on our Ancient Apparition friend. 2 points already up in the the Vortex, I feel like you definitely need at least the 1 point in cold feed. And if you're gonna skill anything that rapidly, like put more points in the chili fingers.
Yeah, I guess what the temptation was there because he's laning mid with the sort of thinking of that bonus raise magical damage.
It's about the improvement per skill point though. Vortex goes up with a 5% increase in magical damage. Chili fingers doubles and increase the damage output from 20 to 40 per hit and gives you an extra hit. So it's just far more valuable even just on paper. It's also raw damage output versus percent amplification, but I digress.
So on this bottom lane, Ramses. Level 7 at the moment against Hester Joe's level 5. Right, the difference between the two of them being built up. See on the net worth though, Skyter, his Venomancer sitting at the top.
Took the tower already too.
He's managed to make a lot happen on this top lane as Pasha still sort of slowly easing himself back into the game. Pasha, of course, still ahead of Hester Joe's Legion Commander. As Ramses continues to play around with the Legion, Hester Joe, he has now got that 6. So with a +1, can look for the outplay on Ramses if Ramses oversteps the mark and gets too close. Top lane, another quick TP out from Roger. Will keep him safe as he gets himself away from the onslaught of Skyter. VP at the moment, just not giving up any kills whatsoever. Everybody playing to their limits, and this mid-morphling certainly looking to be on track to be a much bigger issue this game than the Shadow Fiend and the Team Spirit have.
And the concern of your Spirit is that you have Venomancers ahead and you're all happy about this, but those next 2 heroes on the net worth chart, those are built to beat a Venom.
Never escape here from VP as Skyler tries to go on solo. Quick with the Stampede, Pasha's there with the setup, and Ramses with that rotation will get themselves the kill on the big bad Venom. The guy sitting at the top for Spirit, taken by a movement from VP.
Such fluid movement too. Weaver always wanting to be the one that TPs in and connects. They find a kill on a core and they save the support in the meantime. Roger already bottom, shoving out the lane against an LC that's now 6, which is why Ramses is looking to rotate. You have a hero tailor-made to keep that bottom tower alive, and you don't want to play against a level 6 LC down bottom.
Look at this mid lane. No, there with the cute play. That was beautiful. Comes in, turns into the SF and a quick few raises.
So clean.
That was very nice. No hesitation there from no one with the heads up. Quick finger play.
VP arguably the most raw talent of any team possibly assembled ever in Dota. They unfortunately just don't seem to have that strategical edge when it comes TI time, but man, individually no one and Ramses are I would say definitely the best 1 and 2 in the world, with the exception of possibly Anna and Thompson. But I gotta see them be a little more consistent.
Sure,
you know?
Absolutely.
Thompson played one LAN, won it. You know, you can't keep up that streak forever.
Yeah. Well, when we see OG win next TI, then we'll we'll consider them the best.
Next year I think is got to be the year of LGD, just because we need a new org and new 5 winners.
No, I read the script actually. I believe it's Alliance winning next one.
That one's going straight to video.
Right, look at this one again in this middle lane. Quick plays from no one, catching them totally off guard. You could tell they weren't ready. They weren't ready for the evil Shadow Fiend to come and strike at them.
And it's once again another game where it feels like the opener wasn't addressed. VP going Morphling in that first 2. Yeah, there's an AA, but if AA ties, there's really nothing that kills Morphling any longer. It's the duel into the AAL. That's it. That's the only way you're going to be able to kill Noah in this game. Wow, Pasha has a blink.
11 minutes in. And this Pasha, he was having a bit of a tough time up top. They were giving him it. Giving him a lot of pressure, but Pasha, he's ready to make those plays. He's already made the movement towards the middle lane. Seeing if he can set up anything here, but 9 and Biva are playing careful. In fact, they know what's up. FNG's got eyes on him. Quick blink down for Pasha will keep him safe, but won't be able to get that surprise play onto the mid lane that he hoped for.
Pretty static game still this far. This favors VP, in my opinion. You look at the vision already up and protecting the Ramses Weaver very well. Another just... I just love the way they move. It can't be understated. Roger has sat bottom for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Ramses had total control up top. Yet a nice smoke from Solo to place these good wards. It's just really effective movement. And now Pasha comes down bottom to join in because he has the Blink Dagger and he wants to apply pressure in the area of the map that Spirit wants to protect. And it also leaves him that clear path to go towards middle in the event he wants to rotate. But They're going to push bot. Tower already at half HP. Might go for this. They will.
Just straight up, chain frost thrown down, a couple of bounces, and Hester Joe's gone. They do come in with a relocate, but there's the counters. Winter Wyvern straight away with Winter's Curse. He's going to cause the death of Biva. Virtus Pro get the two of them at 9. He's going to have to TP out of a journey that he made. Ended up killing his friend on it, and now has to leave alone.
Really well played by FNG, trying to avoid the scan. They'll probably give up the hunt now as well. Another great rotation from Ramses. Gotta wonder what the hell Hester Joe was thinking there. I mean, he knows Centaur has a blink. He saw him in the lane and just gets crushed by the combo, the stun plus the Lich Ult. And they find the AA as well. You'll survive.
Some crisp play from VP.
It's so smooth.
It really is just 6-0. It's not like they're getting incredibly ahead because Team Spirit is still playing very well themselves in the sense that they're performing in the roles and with the heroes that they've got, but it's just the fact that their heroes at this point of the game just don't seem to be able to make any moves in comparison to the way that Virtus Pro is moving around the map, taking these pickoffs and just keeping themselves that step ahead in farm. And just keeping constant tabs onto the whereabouts and movements that Spirit have tried to make. For instance, you know, that relocate down bottom. Instantly, Roger was there in position, ready to turn.
And the thing, the SF Shadowblade's that big tempo controlling item. Until that, they aren't really able to make moves with this nice Wisp reload. You want to have that other hero to play around off map. And you can see them, they're going to run right onto a Dire Ward in just a moment. And look at VP pincering them in on the shrines. They're going to go right for this Wisp. Look at the map control they're exerting.
Right, they're making the whole this whole half of the map very scary for Spirit to come out. And Ramsey's just with the pressure. He's towards Biva. He'll start poking away at this eye. Doesn't want to go too close to the tower though, as he knows 9 is around.
He's got no fear. How do you kill Ramses?
I mean, that's the power of the 5th pick Weaver, and one of the reasons why we don't see 5th pick Weaver a lot, because teams just don't let it happen in the draft. Team Spirit did. They let VP have it, and as an option, not taking it away from them. And we can only expect it to be as powerful as it looks so far, as FNG is going to get quickly blasted here by No One and Roger.
And you really want to see your Venomancer look to rotate. This is the problem with the hero in a lot of cases, where you get that initial tower, you crush your lane, but now what? You can continue to be annoying, but all he's succeeding in doing is pushing this top wave until someone from VP is needed to TP in and defend the tier 2. He needs to go middle, I believe, and try and exert some sort of pressure because no one else can. Has to Joe down again.
Offlane, on offlane action, we're just sort of seeing already just the difference in impact that Pasha can have on a center compared to Hester Joe on the Legion. This Legion commander with sort of those small item build-ups, it's still a long way away from the Blink Dagger. It's not going to be there in any sort of soon time, and Ramsey's already surging out behind the team looking for more. The Ice Blast already been sent out, only out to Ramsey's as well. So they can continue to fight through this. Ramsey's diving in, looking for FNG. He's got this Maelstrom 16 minutes in, so doing a lot of damage. 9, leading forward, trying to punch into Roger. We'll get the D ward. Still VP now 9-0, 4K advantage, making the game very hard for Spirit to play.
It's just so good. Oh, and like the decision making, the way these guys play, morphling bottom the entire time. After they get the initial kill on LC, Ramsey's immediately going for the backstab, dives the tower, finds the vision on the AA. They get out after noticing that the the Venomancer is TP'd in, and Ramses immediately just goes top to alleviate that pressure that was applied just before by the Veno. So effectively, even though he's the strongest hero on map, Venomancer's done absolutely nothing to try and acquire map control for his team, and again, no catch for Spirit. How do you stop these very elusive cores on Spirit from having total dominance over the map?
Yeah, there's just no way to start a fight. It's walk in and hope the Legion can press duel on someone, but you know, we're 17 minutes in and we have not seen a single duel being attempted by Hester Joe, because it's not easy to do, just walk in and commit. Before he has this Blink Dagger, very hard for them to get a quick start. 9? This could be what they want, but no one's already shifting into strength. He almost senses.
He does. He has the presence of the Dark Lord on him. He knows what's happening.
And he's out of there. Not something that's going to happen. And now 9. He's not getting away. They got a Winner's Curse, cancelling the TP. You go for the Shadow Blade on the SF. You do try and hope to make these sort of plays. And Yeah, it's not likely you're going to get away with that against VP. They're always going to be prepared. They're always going to be ready to respond.
Yeah, when I played Little League, the Mercy rule was at 12-0. I think you might be fast approaching that, Owen.
10-0. It's weird though, because 18 minutes in, it's like, sure, the kills are something, but a 4K advantage, it's good, but it's not like an absolute beatdown. You know what I mean? Like Spirit, they do still have cores with a decent amount of farm for this portion of the game. You know, they're not falling miles behind, but it's just the way that VP's playing. It always feels like they're not even trying, VP. They're just casually playing the game, making these moves. They're not feeding. They're not making mistakes. They're making this game look like a walk in the park. This is sort of the VP that we saw time and time again last season, where they play the game perfect.
Yep. It really does feel like they're just playing Dota, to your point. It's just so fluid, crisp. They're not the sort of team that, you know, draws up extensive game plans and has to study too much. They just play a lot of Dota, know and understand each other very well, and they're great. I mean, the core group of 4 has been together for how long? Like 2 TIs already?
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. So at least 2 years, I want to say.
And they were one of the teams that announced that they locked on for at least another season, wasn't it? I can't remember how long they said they'd done the contracts for, but... And this is why. This is the power you sort of get when you get this right collection of individuals stuck together. Now let's try and catch and chase down a killer with a Stampede, but Spirit will be able to keep their distance.
Love the 4-staff from Pasha going into the Yules next. Another great target, especially when you're playing against heroes like LC, AA, Veno. You can juke the combo or defend a helpless ally from the duel once it's placed on him. And it's not a game-killing advantage thus far for Spirit, or sorry, for VP, but the problem is that you still can't deal with the Weaver and the Morphling. No. And as the game progresses, they're only going to get more and more powerful. They're certainly the strongest late game we have here.
Oh yeah, I mean, once Ramses has the Lincolns, he's unkillable. But he's got to make a big slip up to die. And as we're saying, you know, VP, these guys, they don't make mistakes. You know, we see a lot of teams, you know, that are considered the best in the world. You know, they still lose heroes. You know, they still die. They still have an occasional feed. That not VP. Nope. They literally are not dying this game. Nobody's making any mistakes on VP. I don't think you could play any better than VP is right now in this game with these set of heroes against these set of opponents. They're just doing everything by the book. This is a textbook performance.
It feels like it's like playing up against a chess grandmaster. They don't beat you with some crazy combination of moves. They just slowly suffocate you until you fall to the attrition of their superior play and positioning. And I don't really have much commentary other than, you know, just sit here and enjoy another tutorial.
You know, get the drinks ready, sit back and enjoy some VP. Unless we see Spirit come out with something that catches VP off guard. But we're 21 minutes in, and it really just feels like VP, they've just got Spirit's number. They know what to do. They know what to not do.
Look at all the sentries placed around the map on high grounds, like all over. There's what, 10 active on the map right now? And how does SF find a way into this game? Look at the Legion Commander's items. Yeah, he has a blink, but it's completely naked. No dual damage, and FNG, poor FNG, sitting at a measly 368. Yeah. That's rough.
Mango and a TP for the boy. Jump in, get themselves the kill onto Hester Joe. FNG will throw an Ice Plus, but it's not going to do anything in return, and Ramses will just chase down the Ice Cone and take FNG as well. We're 12-0. VP, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what better way really to have them just reintroduce themselves with the same old roster that we saw last season. This is the first game, as we're saying, this season where they're playing as the full 5-man, and VP's back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they may have had a bit of a period where Pasha took a break. They're back to business straight away in this game 1 against Team Spirit.
It really does feel like they're just men at work. They're just farming money, pretty much like they did for the Initial for a period last year. I think they won 3 straight majors, if I'm not mistaken.
At least.
Took on like
we had so many last year, I can't remember.
Took on like a cool $1.5 million in about like 20-something days. The point. Not 20-some days, like 2 months. So.
Pasha. They're very confident, just getting in and getting some information, spotting out Hester and FNG waiting by the side. And all the time, of course, whilst this pressure's been put on, all the space in the world's there for no one. He's just been going around his jungle, getting the farm. He knows that there's no way that Spirit can invade their half of the map at the moment, as you said already, with the sentry placement everywhere. You cannot think his moves really as 9. 9 does have the BKB, survivability. Oh, they found an opening. Team Spirit, they've got themselves on the board. They found Solo. They found a duel.
They did?
They've managed to find a bit of a crack in the team of VP, and they give themselves a kill.
Just around the map though. Posh in the meantime was just shoving bottom. Creeps coming into the tier 3 now. So much pressure and power influence. Meantime, Morphling's about to finish his own Lincolns. You already have it up on the Weaver. They know the ult is down. I'd look to see them go for Roche pretty soon, and they will. Don't think you can really stop this if you're Spirit. It's so hard to get Venomancer in a position to contest this. And once again, you just aren't a threat to the Morph of the Weaver, and that's the big problem with the Spirit traps, is they just don't have the reach or the disable to be able to deal with these cores.
And the DD rune as well. No one can grab him again, and let's see Spirit. They're heading over with this smoke play. We'll see if they can get themselves into the pit. Or if VP can just quickly find a fight. No one just takes down the AA before he gets into the kills. No one turns himself into the SF, turns himself back. The Chain Frost bouncing around, but the Winter's Curse is there, so they're not actually taking any damage from it at the moment. Doesn't look like it matters though, as the second's being beat down. No one going up against 9. 9 tries with the Requiem, but he's an SF. BKB's not there, so he gets bursted immediately. Spirit bullied away from the pit. VP can head straight back in to finish off Roshat.
And you didn't even get a spell cast from the Venomancer in that engagement. And that's the issue with the hero.
Neither the Veno or the AA. Both heroes were just out of it straight away.
You're a waddler. You don't really have any method of getting into a team fight. You kind of want people to go to you, or to have enough time to set up a fortified bunker that the enemy squad eventually has to try and invade and take from you. But otherwise, you're just doing the side shuffle somewhat closer to the fight. It starts going badly, and you waddle away, or slither away in the case of Venomancer. And yeah, well, you got a circlet. FMG moving up in the world, man.
Oh my god. +2 to all attributes.
Yeah. You know,
not bad. It's a good value item.
Yeah, you ask any financial advisor, maybe you can only contribute $5 to your 401k, but you know what? That's a start. Get it going.
Absolutely. I don't know what that is. It's probably some NA. Some Ponzi scheme or something.
That's Social Security, but it's close. Yeah, I mean, another day at work. Good. I'm trying to see, how do you feel about the foliage in Dota 2? What kind of trees are those?
I don't like how the trees, when you go into cinematic view, they mystically grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the moment, these trees are like the same height as the hero, but then when you go into when you inspect, suddenly the trees are towering above. It's very, it breaks my immersion.
No, they're tall. Look, you can see the trees.
They're
like,
definitely
taller than
They're definitely not as tall as when it looks when you look at it from the different angle. Like they absolutely, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean. It's always
really He did. Ice Blast comes out, not going to do anything.
It's the change in the angle of a photograph can really influence the size, the object you're taking photos of.
You sound like a man that's had experience in that and has managed to find the...
Well, photography is a hobby of mine. I really enjoy bird watching.
Bird watching?
Bird watching.
As in the animals? Or?
What other kind of birds would they be?
I don't know. You tell me.
Some sort of British slang I'm unaware of? Oh.
Look at this. I mean, that wasn't actually showing the view. I mean, but they're pushing the base. VP. Literally. The sort of the... what's that word when you say... The manifestation. The manifestation of Moncaress. That's what this lineup is.
Yeah.
It's just, what do you do? They're just going to turn up and they're just going to take your game. They're going to take your game. They're going to take your family. Take your kids. Take your money. They'll take everything. There's no mercy here from VP.
None at all.
Not at all.
There's so few teams in Dota that have 5 players all from the same region, and I think the 2 like embody their specific cultures so well. VP just like that well-oiled machine, right? I mean, they no nonsense.
Nah,
just
they don't mess around. Oh, I really wonder sort of what the. I mean, the thing is, you know, that this is the great thing about VP. Like, we could sort of picture them as, you know, sitting there all very seriously, but you know they're not. You know, Ramses is sat there with his feet up on the table having a giggle. You know, no one's sort of chuckling to himself every time one of, you know, when Solo died, I bet he thought that was hilarious. You can imagine, you know, no one was probably having a right giggle at that. But the rest of the team is rolling along. Another kill. FNG, the snow cone's out. They've got the TP cancel with the Winter's Curse as they come. Ready to surround Hester Joe and enjoy. And another kill. A kiss is sent out from Pasha.
He tried to get the kill steal for Pasha by making sure no one was healed and couldn't attack. That'll probably be pretty close to the end of this game coming up soon. They're just too far ahead. And you can see they just negated the Venomancer's effect by just playing around the map very well. The snowballers on Spear weren't able to get any momentum. And then all of a sudden the acceleration from VP's cores takes them too far ahead.
Oh, that's it. He's trying to get in there. He's getting stuck. He's got the BKB. He's going to head straight away. Look towards no one, but no one's in. Takedown by them. They do get a nice Requiem out, but no one still with strength to shift into. Will survive. Ramses commits with the BKB, looking to finish off 9. Can he get it? Dive for it, sir. Dive for it. He's got time lapse, can't dive far enough. As now Ramses might be in a bit of trouble. Sky just punching into him. No, just kidding. He's got Shikuchi back up. He's gone. No one. He has still got that Aegis for 20 seconds. He'll let it pop. It's out of there.
Pasha ready to go back in.
And straight in he does. On top of Skyder. Skyder will not be safe by Hester Joe's heel. 9. Can he look for the big plays? Here we go. One more. Oh no! Off the mark, the third raise as 9 will not find the kill. 22-1, coming up to a 20,000 goal lead. Hester Joe, oh, he's got the duel! Can he win it? Oh, yes he can! Doubling his duel damage, Hester Joe finds Roger. So now at least Solo can't feel bad for being the only one dying. Both supports have died. Now they're just doing their job, you know. VP's like, guys, we got to make it look like we're at least a little bit human here. We've got to at least die once on the supports. That's what all the other teams do, right? They feed with the support. But VP, you're not getting past us. There's something crazy going on. I don't know if these kids are robots or if they've managed to genetically sort of inject themselves with all the answers and solutions to playing Dota 2, but this is, you know, this is pretty ungodly. This is crazy. 22-2, 21k lead. Spirit, they're still holding on. They're not to be phased by the power that is VP. But VP, they're coming for you, boys and girls. They're coming.
I don't know if that's even such a scary prospect. You see those new Gillette ads featuring VP? They're looking good.
They are looking good. I mean, they're good looking bunch of boys. You know, when they sort of did the insides and programmed, you know, all the bits of these bodies, they were like, well, we'll at least make the machines look beautiful. And they did.
Makes sense.
VP. And such a clean performance. It's, you know, it's scary. I'm telling you, it's scary.
That's the thing about watching them play last season, right? Graphs look a lot like the one that just showed up on screen.
Yeah.
There's no peaks, no mountains or valleys and dips.
And there we go. Oh, FNG runs, sir, but he can't. The Winter's Curse. He's dead. Skyter. Oh, with the counterplay, the Gale. The slow is out.
Oh, that was so cool. The Morph took the Wyvern's ability to detect so far away.
Oh, Ramses is going in. He's looking at the IO. 9. He goes for a Requiem. Just a little less than a sonnet, really. As the music was not music for the ears of Spirit. VP, another kill, another play, another smooth and flawless cut to the jugular.
Just the little things. Ramsey's going for the wisp, diving, making sure to get his ult off a little bit early, then backing away. It's as if there's just one player in charge of these 5 humans, making them act as marionettes to ensure they're always on the same page. Yep. They're going to go straight for this second Rax. BKB still active on the Morph. Ready if he needs it. It's
been a tough game for Spirit, but I do put they're holding on. You know, I feel like You know how you sort of get these games where you get absolutely beat down and you're like, well, at least you learn something. I thought maybe Spirit. This is probably a joyous time for it to get to experience being beaten down by VP like this. I'd love to.
Losing,
I'd love to be beaten down by VP like this. It's a beautiful thing to happen, and you can only learn from it.
Yeah, losing is great. I have a lot of experience with losing, and I gotta say, it's way better than winning. Winning's for losers.
I don't think that works. Because surely winning's for the winners.
Well, yeah, but obviously losing is preferred.
That's true.
You can't grow character if all you do is succeed all the time.
He's got 2 circlets now as well.
Oh, and boots. Can't forget the boots.
Doubling his +2 attributes.
That's twice as much.
There's a giveaway, Kyle. There's a giveaway. I don't know what we're giving away, but it's probably amazing. I hear we're giving away Vlad's personal alcohol collection.
I hear that.
Actually, no, it's Borjomi. Borjomi, there we go.
Weren't you talking
dropping
backstage?
a sponsor?
You were talking backstage about how the next chat giveaway you'd be adding something of your own to the pool of prizes.
You can win my finger.
Which one?
You find out when it appears in the post.
Are you gonna wash it first?
No.
That's gross.
It's gonna come attached to my body. Got it. Oh, he's dead. Oh no, the heals nearly saves him, but it's not enough. There's a Winter's Curse on the side. FNG's gone. Hester Joe. I mean, he really should just go for the duel here. Just sort of go all in. Not gonna get the chance. It's a triple kill for No One. Oh, he's buying back. He's preparing to give No One the chance for a double rampage. I like this. No One. Is he going to turn? Another buyback. This is setting No One up for the triple rampage. I'm telling you. They go back in. No One goes forward. Oh, Pasha's going to break it up. He gets the killing spree. Pasha will take the kill there. Oh, he's got the duel. With the cold embrace. You can't fight an icicle. Trust me. I've tried. It's Pasha. He'll get away. FNG's dead. No One's now beyond God. Like, someone killed him. I think they need to really adhere to the advice that Gaben is giving us. Someone needs to kill him. He's literally unstoppable. He's just killed someone else. And they're probably going to kill this guy as well. As Roger will survive. 9. Shadow Fiend. Coming through and looking for the kill, but he's not going to get it. Even the Death Requiem nearly kills Ramses. It's not enough. They're called GG. I mean, it's 30-2, 35 minutes in, 30k lead. I think that's enough. I think that's enough.
We can call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Virtus Pro are back. They're absolutely back. This is Virtus Pro. This is Virtus Pro in their prime, straight away, back together as the full 5.